Hi, I'm Corey Witt with Worship Guitar Now. We're here shooting this video on tones, tools, and effects. Now, we've talked about stomp boxes for the entirety of this video, but every now and then there's an effect that comes along that's not a stomp box, which is why we're talking about this particular guitar here. This is a James Tyler Variax from a company called Line 6. Now, what this guitar is a digital guitar that's an effect unto itself. What's cool about this is it's modeling dozens of different guitars. It sounds and plays like a standard guitar, and for the most part it looks like a standard guitar with the exception of a couple of different knobs right here. Now if you turn either one or both of those knobs, that's when the digital modeling stuff sets in. This knob right here changes the tuning. We can do drop D, we can tune the whole guitar down a whole step. With this knob here, we can choose the sound of different guitars. This is the sound of the guitar by itself. This is the sound of a Telecaster with the E string dropped down to D. You hear that spank and that nasal cut just like you would from a Telecaster. Now what if I take that same model knob and I move it over to a Les Paul sound? Alright, here's a guitar by itself. That's the neck pickup. Do the same thing with a Les Paul sound. Everything about it is fatter. What if I go to the bridge pickup on a Les Paul, add some overdrive? It's all the fat, chewy, compressed goodness that you would get from a Les Paul. Now, those are cool, but wait till you hear this. I'm going to go to an acoustic guitar sound. Now in a perfect world I would split the signal and take that out straight to the PA or to an acoustic amplifier and really get the most out of that acoustic sound. How about this? How about an acoustic 12 string? One of my favorite tones on this is a sitar sound. Now if we're talking about ways to really distort and mangle and creatively shape your guitar effects tones, starting with a sitar is a really cool way to do it. Now in addition to the Telecaster and the Les Paul and the acoustics that I showed you and the sitar, there's a wealth of other guitars in here. I mean, pretty much any iconic guitar in the lineage of electric and acoustic guitars is going to be in this, all right? Telecasters and deluxe Telecasters, hollow Telecasters, Stratocasters, Les Pauls, P90 Les Pauls, Rickenbackers, Gretsches, Epiphone Casinos, fully hollow-bodied jazz boxes. On the acoustic side of things, you have jumbos, you have parlor guitars, you have a couple of different 12 strings. On the resonator side, you have the banjo, you have a sitar, you have a handful of resonator guitars that sound really great with a metal slide, really vibey and bluesy stuff. That's just the guitar sounds. Now imagine also taking those guitars and moving into some of your tuning options. I'm on the Telecaster model right here in standard tuning. What if I want to drop that D? What if I want to drop the whole guitar down a half step, right? Let's say all of a sudden you get to church on Sunday and you realize that the tunes that you chose, one of them's a little bit too high. We drop everything down a half step for more comfortable singing rate. If we go back to standard, down a half step. We can also do all the way down a whole step. On top of that, there's a handful of different open tunings you'd be able to use for slide, like Dad-Gad, Open G, Open D. One really cool feature about this guitar also is the ability to set a digital capo. If you realize that a song's an A and it needs to be higher, you can actually tell the Variax that you want the entire guitar digitally tuned up a full step, and everything you play in A will actually sound in the key of B. It'll sound a full step up from where you are. Now this kind of blows the roof off dialing in tones and effects and really trying to do something creative with your guitar playing. All right? If we're talking about the versatility that comes from a simple tremolo pedal, or the versatility that comes from just a tap delay pedal, and then you're adding the versatility of having dozens of different guitars and tunings at the flip of a switch or the turn of a knob, you're going to be a whole new guitar player. So again, I'm Corey Witt from worshipguitarnow.com. Thanks for checking us out.